But
And
the world itself would find a way to manage it.
and then she mastered immortality.
Yet people kept, as the empire kept expanding, and she opposed. She caused havoc, causing damage throughout to the empire.
Well,
Until eventually, at the time, the emperor who was ruling at the time, though you don't know the name of who was ruling at the time, apparently slew the witch. Yet a few weeks later, he died of illness in bed. It was said a month after that or so that she was seen again.
So it looks to the
She's
image.
a lich witch.
There are like the boogeyman style legends that she's around, where people whisper like, don't say that name, etc., etc.
She eats children and gains their youth.
So he looks to the whole group. If it is possible, if we remove whatever it is that is desecrating the crypt, I can gain knowledge from. She looks at the Empress and says, the Empress ancestors.
Riff looks to Zoe and says, from what you told me, it was only the first few that you couldn't gain contact to.
The reason I can't do that is because I need guidance, and with all the books I saw in the library, there should be enough guidance for me to find the link needed.
I mean, dates back thousands of years, so some of the books are so fragile that touch can break them. In a certain case that you could find information on the lineage.
So he looks at the Empress, of course, if it is possible.
Riff expands and says, I don't mean finding the connection. I mean, when you attempted to connect to them, it wasn't that you didn't know the connection. It was that you weren't allowed to connect. It's possible that, from what you told me at least, that the goop is the thing that's causing this break in the connection.
Oh, I thought you meant that she couldn't go. That was before. No. Remember when she tried to go really, really far back?
Yeah.
20 years back. I thought it was that you meant.
No. I mean when you tried to contact Kelrune's dad.
Yeah.
That you weren't able to. Yeah. And that what Kalisha said is that something's blocking those few, and it's slowly going back along from the earliest to the latest. So Riff will basically say, from what you've told her, it looks like the goop
growing.
is the probable cause, and it's only affecting the most recent emperors. And this witch was around millennia ago. Not
but
centuries.
No, but Kalisha said it's growing.
Slowly.
But she said with time, all of them will be blocked.
With time, yes. But
yeah, but still.
It isn't pressing. The emperors and empresses that fought the witch in her heyday were off much further down the line than
still,
the
if
few.
Zoe gained interest to the library, she could get the link and ask further back. So he looks to the Empress and asks, is it possible for me to find the link so I can ask further back?
We can certainly try and see if you can investigate. You'll need to be careful, and that archive is... I do not believe that Luna has well organised it.
Poor Luna, she's getting all the shit today.
Yeah, she is. Poor girl.
She did a boo boo, so she
She didn't though. She did nothing wrong.
Yes, she did. She did a boo boo. She didn't.
What did she do?
She didn't do her job.
Maybe she was dominated as well.
Well, that's no excuse. She should have a really good will save.
You know, the Empress, who's a spellcaster, does have a good will save.
Exactly.
Still, she did a boo boo.
The Empress is like warded against this shit.
Succumb to the will of a god.
Yeah. How dare you? Oh.
Luna, I'll be careful, and maybe I can even help you.
So cynical.
She nods.
She looks at her. Luna, there's no reason be fearing me. If you haven't noticed, I'm not carrying any weapons. Ever.
But she's carrying all the judgment.
All the judgment, yes.
You do not need to carry a weapon to be dangerous. people have their own methods of doing so. Looks towards Riffeland.
Riff
So
smiles.
Everyone looks to Riffland.
Riff
smiles.
frowns.
I'm not embarrassed to say that I have sworn an oath to never hurt any living thing. I'm not scared. I'm proud of it.
Riff at the priestess looking at Riff will say, there's a chamber full of spiders. I may have set that
yeah.
on fire.
I did.
There was
two
a
of
chamber
them.
full of spiders, yes.
Very big ones.
I may have set that on fire. I don't know if
Oh.
it'll slowly go out.
Raphael nods. That is good riddance if you ask me. They're a hallway.
Zoe looks apologetic and Luna says, I really tried to turn it off, but there was so much fire that I couldn't turn all the fire off.
She sighs. You kind of get the look of like, oh god, all the work.
Riff
So
nods
There
and
were spiders in there?
Riff
Zoe
nods.
looks to Luna, I will help with whatever damage needed to be.
Well, someone is inviting
Rip.
himself into Imperial Sanctum.
Riff
I want to know this link.
Riff kind
What
of
is
nods
this
and
link? I want to talk to them all.
Riff
And I
will,
want to
Are you gonna be the new High Priestess? Are we
What?
just
No.
gonna go away?
Zoe doesn't
Um,
have time for that.
No, you also cannot be a Lord Mayor and have a court position.
No,
no, Riff.
I don't want to have a court position, but I have stuff
So
to do.
you're the priestess consort.
No, I'm Lady Mayor. That's so epic.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a priestess. I'm not even a priest.
it's true.
The High Priestess looks like she just remembered something. Oh, did any of you have a... Well, I guess... you don't know if you said anything. I assume none of you got struck with the security at the front gate.
Security?
Which one of them?
Raphael smiled and said, no, I leaped in right behind you and followed closely.
Yes, my staff negated the wards when you were following us through. I knew someone was. I couldn't tell who it was though.
Oh, by the way,
But there was the first archway that you would have passed through if you went the same route we did. It may have been warded with something that could have ended your life immediately.
Was it by any chance a invisible? What was it? Stalker?
No, they are the handymen. They go around and clean up the mess left behind.
Riff frowns and says, "They are nasty. They just go around hitting people. It's not nice."
They hit intruders. That's because you weren't meant to be there.
Damn!
Riff frowns and says, "We were meant to help."
Some of our group members did get poisoned, but I fixed it all.
Raphael raises a hand. I too got poisoned.
I do not know all the security measures even in
I
there.
fixed that too.
It's been built up over years and years. All the things in there.
Don't be a baby, Raphael.
Without the staff that deactivates the wards, I don't mean the Empress even struggled to get through.
Empress slaps her for this.
Yes, she does actually.
Really?
Us?
Yes.
Like, how dare you show me weakness? Show my
Ow,
weakness.
Like what?
Dare you?
But basically the backhand slap.
What? Monica, you're muted. Does he slap her hard?
It's not like serious damage. It's just
It's more like a pimp slap, like a shut the fuck up.
The jaw will
God
hurt
damn.
in like a couple of weeks.
So it frowns a little at that. That was a little.
She is kind of just.
It was a little uncomfortable though.
Well, she's kind of saying that the Empress is inept. So
Yeah, you don't say and say, oh, she can't do anything, really.
yeah, so that she kind of
What you
asked
just
for
did,
that.
she couldn't do that.
Yeah, exactly. That's
can't you
basically
do-
saying a bunch of idiot low-level casters compared to her can get through it, but you can't.
These buffoons got through it, but you can't.
Exactly. Yeah. Because compared to the Empress, we're like, yeah, we're our equivalent to commoners.
Oi.
Ah, it's nothing common about Raphael.
No.
Anyway.
So he's a minor lord, so yeah. Well, lady.
Yes.
Let's go back to North Side.
I like North Side.
North side is a good place.
Northside's a good place now.
It's a good place.
It has manners, it has grand ballrooms, it's refurbed, it's no longer the slum.
It still is the slum, though.
Once the
Yeah.
burned down places begin to give real.
Oh, not anymore. There's no more starving people because like there was so much free food given out.
The Empress is gonna hit you in the face with her bastard sword if you don't stop talking about Northside.
Yeah. Well, we're obviously not talking about
What?
that.
What's wrong with Northside?
Anyway.
Maybe discussing the state of Northside at this point.
Yeah, we should probably just keep to the topic. But
Yes.
either way, we kind of gone, from the sounds of it,
Uh,
gone off track a little bit.
So it seems then that going up to Lentor might be a ruse to draw troops out, draw away, make the Imperial city less defended.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't manage to draw the Empress out. She's still here. She might go to war. We don't. Well, she said she would, right?
It would be best if she didn't, though. It's really dangerous. She is so, what's it called?
She should probably stay.
Vulnerable out there.
She should stay. And-
She
Oh,
should
guys, as a player, can I just say something?
Sure.
What about the king?
we
What
we can't really say. Oh, by the way, your king's a traitor.
No, but if she goes to war, then the king will be left in command.
Oh no, the king is
does
not
not
command.
The king does not control the palace if the Empress is away.
Yeah,
Spy
exactly.
master.
But I don't
Fucking
think.
spy master does?
Oh, the fucking spy.
Oh, not the spy master.
Either way, I
He
think.
is currently next
the
in command.
worst.
Either
How did he
way,
manage that?
either way, I think
Spy
that.
master and designated regent?
Now, Sora looks to the Empress. Do you know if your spy master has been acting strangely? Does he need to be checked to see if he's been dominated?
He is the kind of person which I doubt would get dominated. I will certainly have him checked, though. That's for sure.
Thank you. I
R-
appreciate it, man.
Riff will look to the Empress with a very serious look on her face, and say, now I would say that you going to war and fighting on the front lines would not be the best course of action.
I'm gonna slap you.
Probably. After all, this is a delicate time. We still do not know where our enemy lies. For all we know, you going to the front lines could be the exact thing she wants, and will strike the moment you reach there.
So Raphael has already told Empress exactly this, but yes.
But Riff doesn't know that.
We don't know what the hell you're
Yeah,
going around
exactly.
doing,
So
Pan.
Riff doesn't know that you said that, so she's saying
You
it.
recall
The
me
Empress
Peter
looks
Pan?
at you,
Yeah, I just call you Peter Pan.
tempted to
I'll
do
take
something,
it.
clearly.
Yeah.
Because
The Archmage is so happy.
Anyway.
Spiles.
Yeah.
wait,
Rithlin,
what?
do you really think the Empress couldn't take this lady? Do you really think that, Rithlin?
Anyway.
She seems tempted but holds back for now.
Just slap Rifflin, or
Yeah.
But whatever she was planning to do to Riff.
Yeah.
was he tempted to slap Zoe?
She
Did
didn't
she
see.
look like
She didn't
No.
show it. No. Anyway.
Oh, shit.
But she shows it with Rifflin and Luna?
Well, Rithaland is
Oh.
She's a common girl, like.
I am. Well, I can tell you that I will have more military business to do up in the north. However, just because they think I'm in the north doesn't mean I am in the north.
Riff nods and says that I only care for your well-being, and kind of like lowers her head as a slight bow and looks at her again.
You're gonna get demoted.
Doubt it.
the moon. Ugh.
Make her the ninth, just at the very bottom.
Yeah. The dragon will be your.
Yeah,
Your new boss.
The dragon's already her boss.
Yeah, the dragon's the
Dragon
boss
is the
of his owner. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he's like
Dragon's
the
like top rank.
yeah he's the top rune, and he's
Oh, I
like
got
his
the top
owner's
one
like the
in
fifth
living
or,
in my
or the
district.
sixth.
It sounds like some.
Just saying, Laurel, you have twice the chance. You have 2 districts.
Yeah, you have 2 districts.
I'm just saying it sounds like some guy. I was like, I like that dragon. Let him have the top rank.
Anyway,
The Roman Empire who named a horse.
yeah. Galal named his horse Consul. That's basically what he's doing here. This lizard knows more magic than you, girl.
That's not difficult.
Boom!
Oh, Empress bringing it to town.
Raphael. fist-
Anyway, let's get back on
Empress.
topic properly.
yeah, we're going off topic. Anyway,
Serious.
keep on bouncing off topic and back on.
The precarious balance.
Yeah, yeah.
But yes, Raphael will say then. Yes, well, as I said, this witch seems to be somewhat out of our reach. Does she not? We don't really know where she is. We don't really know what she is planning. We suspect that she might be involved in a few things that have happened as of late, but he sort of frowns. Somehow there seems. I think there is more going on. I don't think the witch would be interested in blowing up bridges, for instance. The terror bombings over the past few months, I don't necessarily think they are the witches doing. Rather, if I may be so bold, it seems to me to be work of some mercenary companies. And exactly who is financing them and ordering them to do such things, I wouldn't know.
Well, I actually have already tracked down who blew up the bridge.
Who?
A lovely group known as the Jade Guard, which I had a lovely chat with my husband about because when he originally set it up, then it went rogue.
They were also the ones, as we
Rogue.
have known, who seemingly made the orcs attack from documents found in their compound.
Well, I'm sure Kingy would like to know about that.
Did you just call him Kingy?
Yes.
She's emasculating.
Regardless,
him so
I
hard.
think at this point, since we have so many enemies we cannot see, we should simply finish off the ones we know are there. For example, the Jade Guard and the Thieves Guild.
And
Well, I do not have enough information on the Thieves Guild to say much. The Jade Guard, I most certainly know.
cultist. I'm the cultist.
She just bursted out. The Empress was in the middle of talking. The Jade Guard, cultists!
No, I was gonna add that before
Uh,
to the list of enemies we have in the city.
yes, I know. The
Bless you,
Thieves
Zoe.
Guild and the Jade Guard and Coders.
The Empress has never been so interrupted in her life.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe Zoe's mom did that to her all the time, and she's like, "God damn it! That was that friend I finally got rid of." Now she's back."
Zoe with her plate armor hasn't realized that the Prince Bishop has been kicking her shins like mad
Yeah.
for like half an hour now.
The Empress like
Yeah,
leans.
His foot is like broken.
He
He's
keeps on
paralyzed,
healing
but
it.
he's gonna do-
Yeah, I can't feel it.
Okay, alright, we're going off topic
Prince
again.
Bishop, I love you.
God damn it.
Like, afterwards, he's like walking out, like, why is there blood all over my knee?
Alright, we're going off topic
So
again.
didn't Go cultist. I just added to it because we have to put the cultist.
What you basically see happen as Empress is interrupted, she stomps her foot against the ground.
So I didn't interrupt her.
Well,
Raphael shuts up.
I mean, I was in the middle of talking, so you know.
yeah, it's too late. It's too late.
Sorry.
There's no
You
rewinding
not get
time.
killed, but instead, almost you see like a small like sonic shockwave go across the ground, and her chair falls over.
So it's there.
Yes.
The Empress was talking, Halldamir.
Does something else say that?
Nope.
The Empress pauses, takes a breath. Anyway, where was I?
Can I do a reflex save to see if I can?
No,
Why not?
because it doesn't target reflex.
Oh, fuck you, bitch!
It targets your CD and she can't fail.
Yeah, as Nairu falls off the back of the chair in laughter. Like just falls off, rolling on the floor laughing.
Follow, we're gonna have chicken tonight.
Well,
Anyway,
again,
where was I? Yes. The Thieves Guild I do not know enough about. The Jade Guard, though, I have been tracking them. They fled the city and been moving themselves to try and keep themselves hidden. However, they're not the best at covering their tracks. I have managed to find one of the places they've set up base.
as a player, I will ask: should we tip the Empress off, because this might be a good segment also to move in, that we want to do something about the Silver Crows, because they are acting strangely, right?
Oh yeah, we can say something along the lines of like the Silver Crows have been doing menial, tiny jobs that is not their MO compared to what they were doing before the right of.
What do we have on them?
We don't have much, but we can say it as a preamble that we will start investigating them more heavily if
Yeah.
she allows us.
Sure, you can
And
do that.
like that they've been changing their MO,
Sure.
kind of thing.
Then Raphael will, he will not interrupt the Empress because that ends poorly.
It was only a trip the first time.
But he will indicate that he would wish to speak. And
She looks towards Raphael.
he bows slightly. Empress, august members of the council. He smiles. There is another mercenary company that is of particular note, and I will not hide that I have a somewhat vested interest in the matter. They sit on the middle aisle of the city and in the docks districts, and they are called the Silver Cross. Their usual agenda is murder, death, and slaughter. They take the jobs that most other mercenary companies would shun. If you need to kill off an orphanage, you can call on the Silver Cross. They only want to be paid. That is all that matters. This most brutal of mercenary companies has, as far as I have come to understand, in the past month or so, started taking up very menial tasks, going out to the forest, hunting wolves, saving some peasant's farm, things like this.
I'm also aware of this, Raphael.
He nods.
Unfortunately, there is an issue with this. They knew I was planning to do something about them.
He blinks, surprised.
They'd been affording the city's stability for a while. But I sent some spies there to have a look the other day, and joy to me, they had pulled the majority of their forces out to some location which I have not yet found. What they've got left there is just for show.
So then we shall enter there, confiscate everything they own, and bring them to the sword if they do not completely tell us everything. Lying to the Imperial investigators is a crime. And if they tell us where the rest are, well, then so be it.
Raphael frowns. I don't like the sound of this at all. If they are drawing out their forces, the orcs got very close very quickly. Is there a new attack coming?
I have not found any. None of my scouts have yet found some. So the orcs also went undetected, thanks to their invisibility. So could there really be two invisible armies approaching?
Riff shrugs and says, "At this point, I wouldn't cross anything off a list of possibilities without knowing for sure."
Anyway, as I said before, dealing with what we know we can deal with, most notably the Jade Guard, is probably one of the best things we could do. We know of their existence, we know what they've done, and I have a decent idea of where they are. In a few days, hopefully, that will also become not just who they are, but their exact position of their new hideout. Which then leaves the final function for it. How do we deal with that deal with that compound when we find it? Looks to Raphael.
Raphael seems to think, and then says, "It was some time ago I stormed the compound. But if they are truly such enemies of the state, as we seem to conclude, it seems the cause is somewhat clear. Yes, they must be eliminated. They were responsible for several acts of pure terrorism in the city. Having them run loose seems exceedingly dangerous. I would say that we would try to take them out to the last man." Raphael looks over to Laurel.
Not slightly. Yeah, of course we can take care of them. It should be trivial, really. At an Imperial level, they are not much. I still will plead with the members here that the Thieves Guild cannot be ignored. We have to make them a priority sooner or later. The longer we let them stay, the longer they dig in.
Riff looks to Laura and says, "Is that not why you have a small army of Sapphire Guards in the port district?"
Yes.
And I believe it's already a top priority.
Raphael looks over to Laurel and says, Laurel, if you need my help with that, please do tell, and I will do all I can. What you have told me of them seems to... I will tend to agree. They seem to be responsible for much grief.
Well, one problem, of course, is, as I said, I have not found any definitive things in the Thieves Guild yet that we could fight. And have you, Mr. Arkenbrack?
What did you say?
Have you found any concrete with the Thieves Guild, like any headquarters or anything to strike?
He says, whenever we capture someone, they eliminate themselves very quickly. We will need some sort of magical means of fighting it.
The Archmage speaks up. And as I've told you in the past, I have tried this numerous times, and I can never seem to track down where they're running this from. It's just too many pieces.
Raphael speaks up and says, perhaps there are some other factions in the city we could appeal to. The Thieves Guild might be powerful, but surely they have enemies as well. Not just from the state.
Well, I am attempting as much. Trying to make them break apart, betray each other. But the people who have come to our side and requested protection have sadly known only people of their own rank. Or lower. No one works up the chain.
Archmage speaks up again. From what I can tell, it's arranged into a very complex series of, groups or cells, as it is, and each one, it might speak to one other, but then that one speaks to one other, and it's very difficult to try and find where the end of this chain is. Where does it split and actually go towards something important?
It is like fighting a hydra then. We don't really know if the head we're gonna cut off is gonna stay dead or sprout two more.
We can't really call an angel for this hydra, though.
Raphael frowns at Riff, not understanding.
That the Riff's told you the story of the 22-headed hydra that attacked the city, and the Emperor called for an angel, and the Prince Bishop is the vassal of the angel.
Oh.
That came and destroyed
I don't think you have
Hydra.
told me that at all, no.
Yeah, I told you.
It was a long history story you probably forgot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Raphael
yeah.
fell asleep like
Yeah.
10 minutes in, like, ugh.
On the other hand, Raphael has seen a picture of a pretty big looking hydra before.
It's very true.
And then Raphael will say, until we got more information about the Thieves Guild, it seems difficult to hunt down this Shadow Master that controls them.